after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel, and yet... there were those who stood in defiance of that fate. The hour is come, creature. It's all or nothing. As we feared, the respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh. It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
We're here! Oh, I am sorry. Let me fix that a little bit. I had the whole DuckTales stuff going on. Hi! We're back! It took longer than anticipated to come back, mostly because of the fact that while I had tried to get on earlier today, I had some things come up medically based that I wasn't able to get myself squared away as quickly as I thought I would. But we're here! We're here! We're here! We're in Endwalker! And I am going to at least be playing for, given the time, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is not what I was planning on doing today. I was planning to dedicate at least 4 to 5 hours into it. But, as often happens with my schedule, life happens. And so, I am getting on later than planned, but I made a promise to somebody that I was starting Endwalker today, and I will be damned if I do not keep that promise. So we are starting Endwalker MSQ. I don't know how, like, freaked out I'm going to be or whatever, but I am definitely going to put some time in. So, first quest, here we go! The next ship to sail. Alphano feels the need to take stock. Akima, do you have some time to talk? Sure. I'd like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite together and assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Oh, am I talking about the lady in white? Because that was the last thing I saw. No, I'm not apparently. Let's take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of the ominous towers in multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that such structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telephoroi. Oh, so they're recapping, you know, what happened at the end of the last patch if you missed out or you've been away for a while. That makes sense. The Telephoroi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless Nissaps kidnapped and imprisoned. Woo! That music, though, already kicking us off good. Alright, countless innocents have been kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. Well, yeah, so far so true. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close to rescue anyone. Those shields with the Blessing of Light seem able to... Oh, those shielded with the Blessing of Light seem able to resist the tempering at least. But after what happened to Arnvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet, while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telephoroi are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos Galvus? I thought it was Xenos Van Galvus. I'm getting confused then. Xenos Galvus, Crown Prince, and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. Yay! The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Uh-oh, Old English, here we go. Aye, during our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events, too, were orchestrated by the Telephoroi. Okay, cool. I want to make sure that everything was going good. I'm having some dropped frames, but we'll worry about that later. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only a prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quick, before our allies are overwhelmed. Yep. Best boy! We will find a way in Charlian, I am sure of it. Master Fortuno's comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. Hi, Tataru! We've just received words from Miss Kryl. She says the arrangements for your visit have been finalized. Oh! We're going to Charlia! You're to head to Limsa and board ships, the next ship bound for Charlian. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldeshian, come to assist with the Order's restoration. He's excited! That's so cute! The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I am eager to see it, of course. Of course, We should set off at once. He's got apprehensions because he and his sister just got disowned. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Aww. Tataru is fantastic. She's maybe the one Scion of the Seventh Dawn that does not get enough credit. I don't even give her that much credit. Yeah, and the music so far is pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's pretty good. Give me one moment here. I'm just gonna check on a couple things that I can maybe shut down to help with some of the frame rate issues. Just so that way I can try and keep this as smooth as possible. Streamer lacks critical information. Streamer does lack a lot of critical information, but that's okay. Streamer will learn more as time goes by. But I'm here! As I promised, I am here. Later than expected, but I am here. I'll be damned if I don't at least do a little something tonight. Alright. Guess we're going to Limsa. And just as a heads up as well, I will be leveling Red Mage predominantly through this expansion, so all the gear is going to be going to Red Mage. Funny enough, leveling itself is not that bad. Oh my god, there are so many people here. Why are there so many people in Limsa? Oh, it's Limsa. What am I saying? Anyway. But yeah, the Red Mage is going to be the main job we're leveling up first through this expansion. When we get the time later, we'll level up Dark Knight next, and then as far as the melee DPS goes, I'd like to get Ninja up. I might break down and do Reaper, just because Ninja is very, 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 very high APM, or high APM by 14 standards, so it's going to be kind of tough for me to justify doing it. But we will get there when we get there. For now, we're off and away. Hi, Tataru. Oh yeah, don't forget, whenever you're playing 14 MSQ, always chat with the side characters. Sea travel can be tedious, but I don't mind it. 'Tis a rare experience for most Ishgardians. I never thought the day would come when I would be sailing home again. It always seems so very far away. Oh yeah, I forgot Grahatia was from Charlia. I shudder to think what manner of truth awaiteth us beyond the Indigo Deep. Still more do I dread the prospect of discussions long overdue. You don't have to worry about missing dialogue, there's always New Game Plus. That's fair. But I do want to at least be able to have the opportunity to catch everything while I can now, so I don't have to go back later and redo it just to catch something I may have missed. Contrary to what you might think, this will be like going home for me as well. I may have learned how to survive in Limsa Lominsa, but it was in Charlian where I was taught, quite relentlessly I might add, the skills to properly live. Oh, okay. So everyone's going home, except for me. Though part of me looks forward to returning home, I've not forgotten that my father stripped us of the privilege of our family name. I hope it doesn't cause trouble with the officials upon our arrival. It probably will. What a grim reason to bring you to Charlian. Not much to be done about it, I suppose, but I would have liked to have given you the grand tour under happier circumstances. Hi, Mommy. I might have lived in Master Matoya's cave for a good part of my life, but even for me, the thought of returning to Charlian is quite exciting. I can hardly imagine how it is for the others who lived most of their lives there. Alright. Tataru! Everyone's here, which is good, because I've already paid for your passage, and the fee is non-refundable! Yeah. The ship to Charlian should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand. Alright. Cut the face cam real quick.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends. I'll hold you to that.
Alright, interjecting for a second.
Oh, good. You're still here.
To be fair, we already brought them back once, but anyway, cutting out interjection.
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We set the sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
That sounded really familiar. I wonder who that was. Huh. We'll find out as time goes by. But anyway, yeah. Okay, I was not expecting to hear that voice, if that is who I think it is.
Here. Feel. Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
Interesting that Answers is playing in the background.
Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
I'm assuming we're gonna get more cutscene stuff, or I get to move around for the first time and there will be another cutscene. Let's see. Aww. Poor twins. Oh. Hi again.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Holy crap. She... Ooh! Ooh! You know... Oh... I definitely would go with... Yeah, no, we'll just do this. Why now? That is a good question.
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Eidolon has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered.
She's got a mask.
The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms, monumental, which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
She's got some gorgeous eyes, I'm not gonna lie.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
They're ether infused like Y'shtola. Oh, didn't know that. It kind of makes sense with Y'shtola with what happened to her, and I mean she is a primal, so it kind of makes sense. And it's going to be interesting to see where things go.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Nope.
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Heart of ember, autumn tide, burning brightly, hot and white. Oh my gosh.
Charlian, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Ala Megan's soil.
Okay.
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Probably.
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
They will. They always will.
Hasn't Charlian all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true that, as a nation, Charlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May, yeah, that is a good word.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed.
Okay.
The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Charlian's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
Okay, so we're helping to restore part of Charlian. Makes sense.
Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
I am very fascinated to see why the heck...
Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Oh.
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
Oh.
I am. Grahatir of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ishtola rule.
They're not using their actual names, are they? Oh my gosh! Oh, this is gonna go bad.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry
Well, hello
kept
there.
in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home.
Nice, okay.
Now, who do we have here?
I mean, yeah. Might as well.
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
Interesting. How are they troubled?
We shall keep that in mind.
Oh.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
I don't know which to say. Obviously not champion of Eorzea. That's kind of a dumb thing to say. I could say artisan. That would be a bit of a lie, because I don't really have an artisan skill that's up that high. Adventurer by trade? We'll go with that, because, I mean, it is true. I do go around quite a few places.
An adventurer? Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea, and it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter.
We didn't screw up.
And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Oh no, he didn't think this through. Oh my god, no!
If you'll allow me...
Oh, Cryle. Oh, poor girl. I had to run her ass out.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Jumpman!
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
She's just like, oh my gosh. Hi, Krell!
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Miniman, I will answer you in just 1 second. I apologize that I haven't quite gotten to you just yet.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Woo!
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Ooh, she can sass back. Nice. Nice, I like it. Okie dokie. So, Miniman, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. Just as a heads up, I am getting into some pretty spoilery territory as I go through this particular part of the campaign because we are in Endwalker content. And the game has been out for a while, so I feel like it's safe to go ahead and do the story content, but just be aware that as I play through it, both now and in the future, I'm going to more than likely be having big cutscenes happen that are spoilers. I actually should probably modify my title card, because it says no spoilers. I need to change it to no spoilers, comma, please. Because we are here to do the main story quest, or the main story in general. The game is really, really fun. It's a very entertaining game. But you're going to be probably hit with a ton of plot as of right now, at least. But yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, MMORPG, a lot of unique classes and stuff in the game. Super fun to play. Spoilers equal the hammer. Okay, Kayatake, I know you've got the hammer. I know you're in charge here. No hammer right off the bat. Like, hide the comment and warn, and if they do it again, then ban. I'm giving you that authority with that power. I actually forgot you had the ban hammer. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, no... Give a warning and hide the comment first, but no ban just yet. Not yet, at least. Hammer the comment, then hammer the player. So, alright. Have a chat around with our friends first. Here we are at last, the great city of Charlian. You may have noticed some similarities to Crystarium. In fact, yes. In fact, but we really should let Kryos have her say first. We can continue this conversation another time. Y'shtola. You're doubtless eager to take in the sights. Not to worry. The city is not likely to vanish before we finish our discussions. Allow me to extend unto thee the warmest of welcomes. May the wisdom of my homeland aid us in the endeavors. It's fine, honestly. Better to be waved through with a stern warning than to be denied entry, after all. Yeah, I guess they're home at least, which is nice. That was about as awkward as expected. Still, we're here now, and that's all that matters. Alright, Kral, what's up? I'm glad I spotted your ship coming to port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Sweet. Alright, one thing I am going to do right now, before I do anything else, is I need to attune to the main aetheryte, so we're going to run up real quick and do that. Because, I mean, we're here. But yeah, we're here to play some motherfucking MSQ! I'll go ahead and pop this in just a second. Get me fancy weapon. But first... welcome to one of the prettiest cities in this game, and someplace that people are already asking for housing in, and we haven't even gotten a full expansion out yet. Will this replace what I have, actually? 530. Oh, I should have saved it for something else. Anyway. Let's go ahead and pick up the story again. And while I'm running around, I can grab the Ethernet shards along the way so I can get faster teleportation around the city. Actually, the Hydurium Rapier is the newest weapon I just got. Is it even something I can use? Probably won't get to replace your stuff in Area 1. That's fair. If I'm going to start grabbing gear and stuff, though, I want to stick with whatever I can to upgrade, like, first for Red Mage, because that is the job I prefer. Alright, anyway. Sweep the signs of speculative look. Is this... okay, it's not a voiced cinematic. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Akima and Stinian's first time in Charlian. And for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you're settled in, we can reconvene at Baldessian's Annex. How does that sound? This is a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Leviura estate as such, but I should like to know around the neighborhood all the same. If I can English properly, I can actually read those sentences off. I am equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. Yeah, that's about right for him. The annex was west of the Aetheryte Plaza, was it not? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. And of course, Old English. What have you got going on? I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave. I like Oriange, but my gosh, it's so hard to go through his freaking text lines sometimes. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. Nope. That won't be necessarily. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. He just walks off. But I could... Oh. That guitar bop, man. Well, Raha? Would you like to join us then? You'd be gone for quite a while. You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be a perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Ah! Oh, of course, if you will have me. Come, Makima. Charlene awaits. Of course. He just wants to stick with me. That makes total sense. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh dear. His enthusiasm is infectious, isn't it? Best boy, I'm just saying. After you, my friend. I'm more than content to follow your lead. Graha is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Oh, this is... I've done something similar to this for the special event for the anniversary in games, so I kind of have an idea of what to do. In the event you use an Ethernet, Graha will catch up to you as long as you remain in the same area. You can leave him behind, however, by entering a different area. You may also speak to him and select other options. If you wish to have him accompany you, return to speak with him at the original location. So I'd have to come back here. Makes sense. While Grahatia is accompanying you, next try speaking with Kral. Okay. All set, then let's be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Kral will now accompany you, lead your two companions to the last stand. Okay. So now they're following with me, and yeah. This is where they introduced the mechanic. When it first came out, it was super bugged and people... Well, of course it's going to be bugged. I mean, this is going to be one of those things that takes time to fix and, like, get it to work right, because this is something new that they did in the game, so... While you're accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, in which you offer additional topics of discussion. Entering the glowing area and speaking with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Cool! So I can run along and have them tell me about things going on in the area. The peristyle. With all the usual wares, the issue was the NPCs would get caught on stuff and they couldn't complete the MSQ quest. Ooh, that would suck. Well, thankfully, I'm getting to this after the bugs have been worked out, and I'm not there for the mad rush of the initial people getting on for the new expansions, so... I, even though I'm very late, have the bigger brain. You can't have bugged NPCs if you don't play the game when they're bugged. With all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You have been cleared by the immigration officers, after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Charlian the same way it's celebrated in Eorzea. That's cute. It ain't gonna be anytime soon. This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop for cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find the usual necessities of daily living and other vital imports to running an island nation, but also supplies that further Charlene's pursuit of knowledge. Namely, large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. So this is the equivalent of that city that we were in the Tempest, kind of. Interesting. Okay. Imagine thinking that, not knowing the story's big brain. Hey, if you don't see anything on the story, or even if you're spoiled on the story, but you don't know that it's part of the story, then how's it spoilers? Just saying. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparing is quite extensive, the average Charlian tends to regard seasoning and flavoring with a certain indifference. Mildly ironic. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. And encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first, and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the stadium, however, who could stomach the school's inspired meals no longer, so he quit and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Charlian, the one and only bastion of culinary arts in an island of otherwise mediocre fare. Let's see. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the most impressive items on the menu. Not that I even had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Charlian when it came up to cheap and convenient graha. But surely Totoro has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us to the Aetheryte Plaza. Okay. You've already been spoiled somewhat badly too. As far as I know, I don't really know anything major going on in the game yet. I might have, like, one inkling, but I have, for the most part, completely avoided Endwalker content. I've seen, like, a picture or two. I don't know what the picture is of. I don't know what's going on. I have done everything in my power to not get spoiled, so I don't know how successful I've been, but I've tried. Because the thing is that I don't even, like, I don't know what's going on other than, like, the very rough idea of what's going on based on, like, cutscenes and stuff. I have not looked anything up intentionally. Or, like, watched videos. I haven't even watched any of the YouTube channels I used to watch for 14. I haven't done it since Endwalker came out, so I'm going into this as blind as I can. Is there any other small talking points along the way? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, let's do this then. Come in a little more. Okay, that's not going to do me any good. An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it's perfectly functioning Aetheryte. Remember to tune yourself before we move on. Oh, I'm already one step ahead of you. Now, being a diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located in this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Charlia stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. Interesting. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allegan Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Charlian's largest marketplace. Cool. I don't think so far I've missed any kind of major, like, talking point spots, but I don't know. Oh, here's one. Nice. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment? How optimistic of you. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Oh, poor Graha. Perhaps I'll return here later then. These little open-air bookstalls are so uniquely Charlian. I've always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. Now, I mean, yeah, that's really cool that they've got books everywhere. Lots of learning opportunities. There aren't any more discussion spots I'm seeing immediately around here, so for now, let's go ahead and have a chat. Come on, you two. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Charlian, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out. for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetheryte Plaza, follow the path north, then then climb the stairs to that imposing building at the very tip top. Okay. Ah, the one way off in the distance there. Okay. Oh, no. That's one. Okay. Makes sense. So I've gotten this Aetheryte. I haven't gotten any of these yet. So for now, we're going to hold off on getting... Well, you know what? I'm going to detour for just a second here. Because I like getting all the Aetherytes knocked out in one go. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that right now. Or at least attempt to. Sorry, we're taking a bit of a detour, but I want to at least get this done and out of the way so that way I don't have to worry about running around after a cutscene just to get it done. Or for there to be like, I don't know. I don't think anything like this would happen, but I know that like in other games there are gated cutscenes where it's like, oh, you had an event happen. Did you not get all your stuff done while you were here? Too bad! I don't think that'll happen here, but I want to make sure to at least get this done before I move on, so... Boom. Cool. And I would talk over there, but we're going to take a little detour and hit up everything else. So, while we go around and do something relatively boring, I hope everyone's been having a wonderful weekend so far. The game always tells you before you can't come back to an area for some time. Okay, cool. I don't remember that at all with this game. I keep forgetting little details like that, so thanks for the heads up. But anyway, I hope everyone's been having a good weekend so far. I actually got to meet up with Kei Hatake for a little bit this past weekend, which was very nice. Always good to catch up with some people. I also ended up getting food poisoning, which was not quite as fun. But yeah. Otherwise, pretty good week, pretty good weekend. Looking forward to a new week. Gonna be busy, unfortunately, for various reasons. But anyway. Tuning. Alright. I know I don't have Levier Estate or Journey's End. I'm at the Studium, so I can't use that. Let's go to the plaza, and then we'll head on around and up. Okay. So it looks like I can go to the estate by going this way. Oh, did not mean to hit that. Let's see. Sorry, got some stuff popping up in the background. I'm trying to turn off or hide. There we go. It should be good. Just 2 more Aetheryte shards, and then we'll be on our way. Oh god, no. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Well, we are currently averaging a pretty abysmal amount of frames right now. Alright. I apologize, y'all. I might have to cut stream early because I don't know how to fix this personally, so I'm just going to grab the last Aetheryte, and I think I'm going to have to stop stream here, sadly. But while we are here, we'll at least grab this next Aetheryte and then go to the main quest area and stop. I apologize, y'all. I don't know what the heck's going on that suddenly my frames have dropped, but we're just gonna have to call it. Yay, attunement done. Alright, so I need to go to the Rostarda. Alright. So, we're going to do this next little bit of the quest, and then I'm going to go ahead and stop because it looks like my computer is dying a very slow, painful death. And I don't want to miss too much for MSQ stuff. So let's try and do this real quick and then call it. This grand structure before you is the Rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver ordinations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Gosh dang it. I am sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my frame rate, but it is dying. Just live long enough for me to finish this, please. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members has remained largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in my mind of my arrival of the first. Those who gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by knowledge of the finest sentiment I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the council members would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight on. I'm still not done, and I'm still dropping frames. Why? Oh. Alright, well, this is going to be extremely bad looking, but we're going to finish this at least. I don't know why it's suddenly deciding to drop dead on me, but it is. Oh well. Oh boy. Nope, not gonna hope for anything. I would do some of the side quest content, but I can't here, unfortunately. So for now, we're just gonna do this. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this was where those who put ashore with Archon Neokremph first built their homes. In the present day, it serves as residential district for the most important officials and oldest Sharlayan members. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Levieux. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, this brings our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it's proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head over to the Baldessian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path to Aetheryte Plaza? Correct! After you! I'm still not... I want to be done with this quest so I can go ahead and do what I need to do. Because I gotta cut the stream, unfortunately, if it's gonna die this much. And there's a chat spot, oh my gosh. At least they make them obvious, which is nice. Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I have ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the Twins could tell you more about them. Right, we crossed the bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. Or be careful to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. We're gonna stop after this, please. Frames, just last a little longer. There's a cutscene. No. Crap. Okay. Well, nothing I can do about it. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of the phenomenon. But I think we'll explore it enough for one day. We can head there another time. Inside with you, then. I apologize in advance. I'm back, and I brought Akima and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Akima. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika! Ojika Tsunjika! It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Tsunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. The champion of Eorzea has featured prominently in Kryle and Graha's reports, so for me, this is akin to seeing a fabled hero come to life. It's an honor to meet your acquaintance. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasions to visit Sharlayan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores, and the annex here was built to provide lodging for our members while we engaged in such activities. I don't know what's going on! Oh well. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that Telephoroi fall. Or they fail. Well, fail, whatever. Through that door on the left, there is a main hall where we can discuss our options going forward. Once everyone arrives, that is, you probably have time to rest before discussion in earnest. Head through the door on the right. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Art Andron, so please feel free to use them and make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into Arden just to steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms. Even many such naps might well go into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chambers. Hopefully the others won't be too long coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Okay. Slowly it dies. Okay. Ah. You son of a bitch. Okay. I'm gonna have to stop here, unfortunately. I want to keep streaming, but as you can probably tell from the cratering frame rates, it ain't gonna happen. Yep, and I cratered again to unviewable. So, yep. I apologize, y'all. Stopping there for the night. I will continue this again another time. More MSQ next time I stream. Catch y'all later. Sorry that I'm ending on such a scuffed thing, but unfortunately I don't really have much of a choice. So, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.